proficiency bonus. And the creature, somebody has to make that throw, and if they don't, they take 2d6 on a failed save. Half as much as on a successful one. Hi, Imp. I'm teaching somebody what all the big numbers on a D&D sheet mean, real quick.
Okay.
In my
extremely
poor and uneducated D&D brain, because you two are the DMs. Honestly, Actually, no, you three are the DMs, because Jess K now DMs another fucking campaign that I'm in each weekend. My brain.
Everyone but Smog right now is a current DM.
It's too much information. Probably would have been better to play and practice to learn everything. There's a lot of information, but
there's a lot of information, but half of it wouldn't pertain to your character at any given time, so you wouldn't really need to know all of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That. It's like, basically what you need to know is you have to have a D20. And your D20 is what 99% of the things base off of. And then past that is just damage on what you do to something. And then
also, as a DM, there's like a lot of just looking up the rules as a refresher every session. It's not like all of it stays in the brain. Yeah, I mean, half the reason DM borders exist is just so you can have a bunch of the rules sitting in front of you at any given time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The DM's the rules master, and we're all just the people playing their video game.
Or if you don't want to be the DM, you can be the GM. Depends.
Did I pull out my nice?
It's like you're playing, and then I can do that.
I don't get to use.
Nah, we had a moment like that last session in Imp's campaign, when I came to the realization that I could manifest my dragon anywhere 30 feet away from me.
Yeah, you peasant railgun, your spawned creature.
I used it as a fucking railgun.
It was a great moment.
Oh god, not the peasant railgun.
Yeah, one of my favorite ruled out game breaking mechanics. Peasant railgun.
I didn't even think about it. I was just like, it's a dragon, it can fly, but it
doesn't.
Yeah, but I really wanted him earlier in that combat to jump onto somebody. And also,
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say also the fact that it was a nat 20 and you rolled the max amount of damage on all die.
Damn.
It was
a crazy moment. Val would have been a bit judgmental if that was how he killed his pet a second time. Like, it dies in combat, then he resummons it just to have it kamikaze. I definitely would have been like, that's kind of fucked up. You're kind of a fucked up person.
Just to have it chopped suit.
I need you to know that if Imp didn't rule that he would take half damage, he would have died.
Or the fact that you didn't take the damage from rolling a nat 20.
Yeah.
So you took 1/4 damage. Like Val getting hit by a spell. Isn't that handy?
I think I
didn't want to take away from a fun moment.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be that DM where it's like,
so
yeah,
funny.
and your guy dies too. I didn't want to do that.
It's like, I'll rarely ever use that ever again. But like, I had wanted Furby to jump on a guy, and he couldn't do it because they're both medium creatures, and I went, that's sad.
Right.
Oh, here we go again. The voices in his head.
I'm also glad that you do more stuff with Furby, because technically in the rulebook, like, having your actions and your creature's actions be the same thing, where like you have to essentially give up an action to get them to do something, it always made
playing rangers and things like that a bit less fun because it's just like I've got
Yeah.
a cool pet that can't really do a whole lot, and the only time it can do anything is if I stop myself from doing anything.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you went, yeah, no, hey, he's his own character. I'm like, okay, cool, so I just have 2 character sheets. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm already getting in the mindset of playing Furby anyways. You know, what would Furby want to do? Jump on a guy.
He's been a really fun character to know. I will go to his funeral at the end of next session.
Furby's, not Alphonse's.
I will be present.
Exclusively Furby's, not Alphonse's.
I'll go to Alphonse's. You're both gonna be dead anyway, so.
Damn. Calling it now.
Hey, it's not like I'm the one killing him. I just see a lot of rage around me. It's ironic for the barbarian to be the most level-headed person in a party.
I need it to be said, I've thought about how I'm going to tackle Racinna being so pissed. And because of the amount of sharp words she's used, I think Alphonse would probably use some sharp jabs back at her.
Out of the wit.
Good
Part
luck
of-
with that.
Part of the reason why I asked Imp about Saloon Knights.
Oh yeah, that information I gotta share with everybody too.
Yeah.
More for the lore dump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting watching someone deal with the consequences of being in a party but not asking the party what to do. Speaking of parties, is you ready for a rave inside Aldrich's basement?
We're busting busty ghosts.
Before that, can Aramis have glow sticks?
Aramis is not Valentine, sorry. You gotta
Damn.
get some arrows.
Can Aramis even use a bow?
Yeah. Can Aramis have those little sticky hands that you get in the quarter machines?
Oh my gosh, I know the ones you're
I
talking
think I
about.
remember those.
I remember slapping the fuck out my sister with one of those.
Everything Aramis wants is goofy. Very serious, like, character, very motivated. And just everything is silly.
These are genuine requests.
She's just
Dog, if you never
doll.
slapped your sister with it, I don't know what you're doing with those, eh?
Look, me and my sisters were the roughest of people. We fought constantly. It just happened.
So do me and my sister. Like, me and my sister will literally throw hands with one another. We nearly threw hands last night.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
I'm almost.
I don't know what it was.
I'm genuinely almost curious enough to know the going on of it.
We were talking about something. It was something to do with my sister-in-law saying, "Oh, women who work the streets don't like to be called W's. They like to be called women of the night." And I said, I think I made a comment of like, for $20 I can call them whatever I want, and we just had a massive laugh. And then my sister and I were just chatting, and somehow we got onto the topic of my sister, because my sister is just like my mum. So if me and my brother ever approach her, she'll be like, "Mom," and she'll call out for our mum. So we back away because no one wants to face mum's wrath.
So cheap.
And well, next thing you know, she says something under her breath, and she tells me that's what I thought, chicken. I look at her, I glared at her, and my mum looked at my sister and went, "Nah," turned around, walked to her room. I'm like, "Look at that, Lacey. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that." We almost threw hands at 9.
Get out of jail free card had left the room.
Alright, I've got water. I've got soda. I don't have my food, but it'll be there when we finish.
I am also ready.
What's food?
I don't know, Just K. It's also 2 in the morning for you, so you know. What's sleep?
It's 7 a.m. actually. It's a perfectly reasonable time to get up.
Okay.
Yeah, Smaug. Some people actually wake up and their clock still says AM on it.
Hey, it's 5 p.m. somewhere. That's rolls. Oh yeah, I'm going to do our roll.
Imp has a good roll to start with.
Dude, if I die to ghosts after surviving 2 sessions ago, I'm gonna be so upset.
Not good.
Fight the spirits.
Look, it's not my fault that I go to bed with the AM up, okay? But at least I wake up at noon. That's still morning-ish.
Noon is in fact midday.
Oh, this is going so well.
Oh yeah.
It's like 10 p.m. here. It's only 5 p.m.
Alright.
Hey, how are you?
14. Illness has the highest starting roll.
Yeah, but what if the higher the number, the more closer you are to death?
What if the higher the number is the
I
amount of
revived
damage
you
you
once, I'll do it
start off?
again.
That would be brutal.
I definitely. Yeah, this was actually just deciding the order in which I'm gonna target you guys. So thank you for putting yourself up.
Yay, I'm at the bottom.
name of session.
Oh yeah, here we go. I think I typed something in my phone. I've started randomly typing stuff into my notes. So like a decent amount of this session's notes in particular would just be typing at work before I start.
I thought I was hearing the evil Morty soundtrack in the background.
Alright. Today's session is In the Mirror Darkly.
In the mirror darkly?
Yes.
Okay. I'm scared. Look, haunted house plus mirror. Look, I've played Phasmophobia. I know what that mirror does.
Guys, a haunt starting, get quiet. Going into the closet.
We're already in the closet.
Just Adam.
I'm gonna start shouting its name. I hope it kills you first.
I'm gonna break the mirror.
Okay. So you all opened the door at the, well, it's really almost a hatch at the end of the previous session. And suddenly, the 5 of you were covered in a gentle red glow. Beneath you is a dark spiral staircase. You can't see very far down its depths, but the red glow is not going anywhere, and it appears to be coming from deeper around the corner. What do you do?
All right, Aldrich, it is your home. I suggest you go first.
Hmm. Are you afraid?
Yeah, at that, Aramis says that, and she doesn't say anything, but the Countess just sort of turns around very confidently and nods at Aldrich.
What happened to that bravado?
I was about to say, what happened to the spirit of combat and fighting? But fine, I'll go first.
Right.
I'll follow right behind.
Okay. And then the Countess will go right behind Aramis.
Marmalade would put a shield on her back and follow.
And Vidania's at, well, Cynthia is at the back.
God, that's going to be so hard to get
I'm never
used
gonna
to.
get used to that.
This is Dirk all over again.
She was no. Here's the difference. Dirk was Dirk for 2 sessions. Okay. Vidania's been Vidania for
like
10.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is what, 12, so it was revealed in session 11.
Yeah. Like, that's the big difference here.
Yeah, I loved that you guys just immediately chose to travel with 2 people who were lying to you. It's very fun.
Look, what can I say? I like Silk's character, okay? He dodged a punch from Aldrich. He had to be skilled somehow.
Silk Tonal, Aldrich's favorite pet. Except that he keeps shitting on the carpet.
I wouldn't call him a pet. I'd call him a gay romantic interest.
Oh. My lover back home.
Everyone was right. That's the difference. Silk is a romantic interest, and then that guy that was into Aldrich is just someone for him to torture. Someone to put in the cuck chair.
good God.
Oh.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Aldrich. You head down the stairs for a surprisingly long time. It isn't long per se, but there's a solid 40 seconds of you just steadily going down stairs. This is a lot farther than just your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill basement. The dark stone walls around you. You don't think anyone has been down here in some time. And at the bottom, you're finally greeted with where the glow was coming from. Bright enough to reach all the way up those winding steps. Something supernatural, perhaps. There are various red runes. Not only are they glowing, but there's a sort of low hum emanating from them that you could hear now that you've entered the bottom room. They all seem to surround a black reflective surface. The runes themselves are in infernal. And the only other thing you can see in this room, other than the black reflection, that you can't really make out much from this distance on the other side of the room, is some sort of coffin or sarcophagus in the room's center, between you and those rooms. Now that you're at the bottom of the stairs, tell me, Aldrich, what do you do?
Well, here's the issue. I can read Infernal.
That you certainly can.
Would it be wise to read Infernal right now?
Would it be wise?
Probably not allowed.
I'm averting my eyes.
Okay. Would everybody have come into the room behind me?
I think that depends on how far into the room you go.
I'd probably go in and step to the side of the entrance
so that everyone can
file in. Yeah.
I would say the Countess comes down, as do Cynthia. I won't say what the players do.
Aramis is in the room, yes.
Alright. But Aramis just raising her hand. Present?
I drove down gently. Little taps on the floor by my feet.
Here's a question. Just looking at the runes, without saying anything out loud, can I understand what they each say?
You can read them from here, you think. But just for the funsies to make sure that you do get it correct, because it is a dark room, so it's not that you have trouble reading Infernal, but in the darkness with only the slight glow to light it, it won't be a hard check, but just give me an investigation check to see if you can clearly make out what they say from here without
Gotcha.
getting.
I hate my dice. I hate my dice. That's a nat 20.
Oh no.
I want that for later, please.
That doesn't matter. Especially since I was like, it's a low DC, nat 20. Thank you. Alright, so yes, you can read them from where you are. There are 5 runes, 2 on the sides and 1 above it. And they read present, past, future, wisdom, need.
Present, past.
Future, wisdom, need.
Hey, Vidania.
That's what you're left with.
Hey, Vidania. Can you can read those also, yes? What do you think those mean? Hey, Cynthia, you can read those also, yes? What do you think they mean?
I'd like to think Uldric actually did repeat himself just to say something.
Yeah, no, I very much so.
Cynthia sort of squints at them. Well, usually infernal runes are specific. If they're part of an enchantment, they're just reading what they do. Now, why the hell those runes say that around the object? I guess depends on what it does.
You think it's some sort of resurrection spell, maybe?
No, there would be revival somewhere.
I'm going to say an infernal past and see what happens.
Alright, you announce to the room the word past in infernal. Go ahead and give me an arcana check.
Oh shit, that's something I have to do. Okay. 1 second. I'm editing something so Mixie can do the things that she likes to do. Oop. Turn that there. Because this way Mixie can still use her command even though I'm for D&Ding.
When you say that word, though, I was gonna go, "What the fuck, Aldrich? You did not think to give us a warning first?"
Look, we're investigating a haunted house, okay? And you said an Arcana check?
Yes, a beautiful, beautiful natural 20 arcana check.
Oh well, no, it wasn't
If
a
I
nat 20,
may.
sadly. It was a. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if I may, when Aldrich shouts Infernal, Marmalade's just gonna huddle up to Cynthia.
Marmalade doesn't know that she can also shout Infernal.
She can't.
So that's a 15. You, with your chest out confidently, announce. You said it was the word past?
Yes.
Alright. There's a slight outcry from your hobgoblin companion. Your dragonborn companion shrinks away from you towards someone else, and nothing happens. You're left in the dark. With still the red glow for
So
company.
the rune didn't the rune didn't light up or anything.
It did not change from what you can tell.
I'm going to move towards the sarcophagus and see if there's anything written on it.
Alright, roll for me an investigation check on the sarcophagus. Who knows?
I'm
Maybe
gonna say this
it's
is
a
a
previous owner.
I'm gonna say this is a bad idea, but you said there was a mirror.
There is.
Did I miss the mirror?
It's
Can I approach
a
it?
dark, reflective surface. The runes are
Can
slanted.
I approach it?
Give me your own separate investigation roll to investigate the mirror. Interestingly enough, it is
Oh,
unlike your average mirror, it is almost black. It is so dark, and yet as you get closer to it, it does still reflect your own image to you.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh, a dirty 20. I love
Dirty
that
20.
these things are happening simultaneously.
No,
So,
I got into the two Dragonborn.
yeah, Aramis watches as both Dragonborn go to their deaths. Not really though. You come up to this, and you see yourself in this mirror. It's so dark that you can't see or make out the room behind you. You just see yourself. And as you're looking closer into this mirror, you feel something grasp your hand. And when you look down, a dark, black, slick hand has reached out of the mirror to grasp your. Suddenly, multiple hands are reaching through the mirror to grab you. While this happens simultaneously, Aldrich, you begin to look at the sarcophagus. I'm guessing you're hoping to glean from it if there are any more symbols in Infernal or otherwise that might tell you what this room is for. Yes?
Symbols, words, in general.
Anything
yes.
like that. Just
Yeah.
like the runes. Hoping for something similar. You see some detailing around the sarcophagus. Various depictions. None of it is actual writing, from what you can tell so far. Until you get to the mirror side, you find one infernal symbol. The symbol for Guardian. And the second your eyes lay upon it, and you, just as Marmalade is investigating the mirror, the sarcophagus opens. Everyone roll initiative.
Fuck. I was gonna ask if there's like an opportunity to help Marmalade. Oh, natural 2, baby.
Me over here really wanting to sit down and strike a deal with the ghost. We're fighting it, I guess.
Who said it's a ghost?
You know what? This is entirely fair.
Just because you wanted to have sex with a ghost.
I never said anything about wanting to have sex with a ghost. We just were making.
You wanted to corner a busty.
I gotta say too, the best part is like just the degrees of separation. It was just mentioned about ghost busting, and then someone's like, "How busty are the ghosts?" Those are two different things.
Look, we were making various jokes last week, okay?
I'm just upset that no one laughed at my "Who You Gonna Rock" joke.
Oh, I laughed at it. I just didn't laugh at it externally. I didn't want to admit that I found it funny.
Instead of "Who You Gonna Call," "Who You Gonna Rock."
16 plus 2
Chocolate
for
turns.
for knit.
For a quick, speedy, mega fast. Alright. I will roll for the group's various companions. Oh, great. If it makes you feel better, Aramis, you're still going before Cynthia.
Okay.
Here.
Mark, we're doing a roll off for who goes first.
Are we?
We both got 18.
Yeah, both
Oh, we
18
are.
modifiers. Go ahead and roll for me.
1 plus 2.
13?
I
13
think
plus 1.
SK beat you. Which is great, because it means we get to her and her nice hug with the mirror.
Mum
Where's
language
Silk?
hate
Where's Silk?
Wes! The
He's
council
not
meeting.
a summon. You can't just keep
So
bringing him
probably in
everywhere.
a church somewhere based off of what he did.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
he
temple,
is.
praying that he hopes that the spirits aren't upset after watching him shit in your bed.
He's converting to a paladin.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. That would be the funniest thing to happen to Silk.
Sir Tonar. See here. Oh yeah, what am I gonna put for the newest companion? What initials am I gonna use when putting her in the order? Ella. That makes sense. I can't believe that everyone was in like the late teens when it came to initiative order except Aramis and Cynthia.
Heck yeah.
You know,
Cynthia having rolled a nat 1 on initiative. Alright. And when you looky here, to start combat order. Aldrich, you witness as what suddenly leans over the sarcophagus, pulling itself out on creaky limbs, is a mummy.
oh, wonderful.
Love that.
And it, of course, does your favorite mechanic.
Multi-attack? Why? Why does
Hell
everything
yeah.
have to multi-attack?
Love it.
I swear you do this just to hate me. I say as the monk who literally punches like 5 times the combat.
Yeah, has 15 actions every turn. All the other players vacate to go like grab a drink and use the restroom when the monk's turn pops up.
Then even when we get back, he's still going.
Just
Look.
wait for the fighter multi-class. I'm gonna do all my actions and I'm gonna action surge.
See, I could do that, but I think that going down the Sork route for flavor just feels
It's
better.
fun. Plus, it kind of helps that now you have more like damage dealing options.
And a reaction. Smile.
The mummy is gonna start off by using its dreadful glare on the closest person near it, Aldrich. So, I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Okay.
Like, he just... Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
What's
no.
that's
Oh, no.
that's a scary number to roll. What's a 9 plus 3 for 12 get me?
Ooh, you barely make the DC. It looks at you. This rotting body covered in ceremonial wrappings with infernal writings. And for a moment, you think, like, this is not something you want to deal with. I don't care if the goddamn people that are coming after me for my debt can have the house for all I care. But you're able to calm yourself. You push those feelings back. You are not frightened. This son of a bitch is living on your property. Your property! And now it's gonna punch you with its rotting fist because it didn't frighten you.
Okay. From looking at it, could I assume it speaks Infernal?
So, you know what? Just for funsies, last session didn't have many rules, so I'm going with a lot of rules today. Give me, in order to glean that knowledge, I'll give you a choice. Either just make for me another Arcana roll, or because you have been doing a lot of reading on magical knowledge and things like that, you can also argue a history check, so in case you've read about past instances of mummies at any point in any research you have done.
So Arcana or History, both of those are a 1, so it doesn't really matter too much. But I kind of want to go with the History roll specifically.
It feels more Aldrich.
Yeah. I don't know how high the DC is, and I'm really getting angry at my dice today. What's
Your DC, the other one was 11. You barely got through that.
What's a 12 plus 1 for History?
I would say that you're able to recall, you have seen somewhere that mummies are able to speak, but they simply know the language that they knew in life. So you have no way of knowing if this particular one would know Infernal or not, even if its body was clearly used for infernal purposes.
Oh my god.
Okay, understandable.
It's still attacking you.
Yep. Yep, I figured as much. I wanted to know something.
But now you know.
It rolled.
Holy, I hope.
17.
It rolled a what?
17.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, I get to roll so many dice for that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so many dice for a basic? Oh god. I'm scared.
Yeah, no, if I remember correctly, mummies like hit really hard.
So first you're going to take 7 bludgeoning damage from the punch itself.
Okay.
And now... Oh, great. And then you take another 8 necrotic damage.
Oh, wonderful.
You need a hero.
Wonderful.
And now it ends its turn. Marmalade.
I'm going to say I'm unable to determine at this moment whether or not this thing is undead.
The mirror
Hmm.
You know, I don't think that is something that is coming to mind right now. Go ahead and give me a strength saving roll to see if you're pulled into the mirror or not.
Pulled into the. God. Okay.
There are hands
Adam.
grasping you and pulling you towards your own unsightly reflection.
No.
Cool.
Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll take that. I'll take that. 18 plus 4.
They attempt to pull you in, and you are just able to pull back and step away. Enough that you don't see your reflection anymore on the surface before you.
Right. Well, I'm unable to determine if it's undead.
And notably, the hands are simply sinking back into the mirror.
But wait, I don't think the mirror is the issue at the moment. I'm gonna move my way over to Smog, and I'm going to perform Channel Divinity.
Ooh.
What? Wait.
Turn undead.
Aww. Now this is going to make me sad.
Why?
Because if we successfully turn it, I won't get to do one of the things that I want to do with it.
I can't.
That sounds
can't
disgusting.
feel it. No, each you present your holy symbol, and each undead of your choice within 30 feet of you must make a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its save, it has the frightened and incapacitated conditions for 1 minute, and for the duration, it tries to move. It tries to move as far from you as it can on its turn.
Yeah, it essentially.
So you can still fight it, Smog. Alright, yeah, so I present my shield because that's my holy symbol.
Actually, this might work in my favor.
Oh, yeah. It just basically frightens it. It's doing what it did to you.
And sadly, it went just as well, because the mummy rolled a nat 20.
Oh, God.
If anything,
Alright.
it feels braver.
Alright, then for my bonus action. So Smog is not frightened or paralyzed.
He did.
You're good?
That's his check. He's fine. Damage he took. He's fine.
I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use Healing Word on Smog.
A fair use of a turn. He was smacked in the face.
Healing Word. That is 4, 4, 8, 10, 13 plus 6. That's 19 healing back. Four plus 4. 8 plus 2 for 10. Plus 3 for 13, yeah. 19 healing back.
Oh, that's cool. I'm back to full again.
Now you just sort of feel a little disgruntled at the fact that this undead thing bitch slapped you.
Yeah, healing is great.
Is that all for your turn?
Healing. Yeah, that was my bonus action.
Alright, Aldrich.
So here's a question for you. How many words can I speak in a turn?
I don't necessarily cap you at a number. You can have a short moment.
Okay.
What is one saying?
Well, first I'm going to use my bonus action to pop, and I'm so glad I still have this, my potion of necrotic resistance.
Yeah, I finally bought something that does necrotic damage.
Yeah.
So
So,
one of its damage types you will now be resistant to.
So let's just pop you. I'll mark that and then delete it afterwards. I want to then. So you know how when people talk to like deaf people, they say the word and sign it at the same time?
Yes.
I want to say in Infernal and then echoing it in Common. Apologies for disturbing your rest. We were simply investigating my new basement.
I would say you could get that out. But if you're saying it in 2 languages, then that's probably all you would be able to get out.
That's fine. And would that consume my action?
I would say yeah, because you're essentially trying to make a persuasion attempt.
Yeah.
Which, to that I will say, make your roll.
Thank God, something I'm kind of not terrible at.
Kind of not terrible Billy at.
Thank you, Dice, for being wonderful. What's a dirty 20 get me?
Ooh. Dirty, naughty 20. Interesting. Let me make a roll. And you said you went with Common and Infernal.
Yes. I figured I'd do both simply because Infernal Wrappings and also Common, I wouldn't know what languages it spoke, but those would be a good guess.
Right. You just have to hope that the Common you speak is the Common it spoke when it was alive, whenever that was.
Yeah.
It should be noted, this basement seems a lot older than your house.
Yeah.
There's never anything noted about your house appearing old.
Turns out it's deaf.
It actually only spoke Elvish.
You know, the worst part is that's probably true.
All of Aldrich's turns, he's actually just gonna say a new language and just keep saying the same thing and bowing the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, I bow when
It's
I
like
do.
Benny
I
from the
bow when I
Mummy.
say this. I bow when I say this. Yes, no, that's accurate to me.
Aldrich uses the bow action. Really need Aldrich
like
to meet
freaking-
Bowser Aim sometime.
It's like freaking Betty from the Mummy pulling out all the necklaces of different religions.
Oh, I remember that.
The funnier part is Marmalade standing next to me, hearing me do this.
Yes.
Yeah, she just healed you, and now you're like spitting more Infernal out.
Above the table, I want to see if I can sit down and convince it to be the guard of the house.
No, oh my god.
Who needs
Hey,
to?
you hear Robert's
Occasionally
upstairs?
use mummies
Dragon.
for.
Who needs to sit down and spend money on glyphs of warding and such when you just have a zombie that sits down and lives in the house? And all I gotta do is make a deal of offering it flesh or something on a regular
Yeah,
basis.
any intruder that comes in, eat it.
You hear a response in Common. Are you the new watcher?
The new watch?
Fuck.
And because the persuasion attempt was so good, combat is momentarily halted.
So it asked if I'm the new Watcher?
Yes. And it doesn't appear to be attacking you, at least not yet. So initiative order, for the time being, is dropped. Let's see if you can keep it that way.
Oh God! So here's the funny thing is I can go two routes with this. I can ask it, what does it mean by the new Watcher? Or I can use deception.
You can just be like, yeah, I am.
Which would Aldrich do more? Because here's the thing: is I think Aldrich would go.
The basement of your house. It's interesting because I could see Aldrich doing both of them. Because on the one hand, you're very inquisitive and ask a lot of questions because you like having a lot of information. On the other hand, the smart, dumb thing to do is to just bullshit your way through a problem.
Yeah, it's like Aldrich would. This is definitely a situation
Aldrich would do both of these.
Yeah. In common, my name is Aldrich Stormborn.
Fancy sounding name. You're off to a good start.
I am the new owner of this house. I don't know what you mean by Watcher. Could you please inform me? And I'll give another low bow as if it's royalty. And could you please inform me, Your Highness? And then I'll lower myself.
Doesn't even know this guy's royal.
You can almost feel a sort of eye roll from under its wrappings as it looks at you. Clearly, sorcerers of today have less knowledge than they should.
I don't disagree, sir. I don't disagree in the slightest.
The mirror is that which watches. I am its guardian.
So you came out of your place of safety because we had interacted with the mirror?
Because you did not speak the words.
I see. And I'll kind of motion Marley to go towards the entrance. My apologies. Could you explain to me what this room is?
This time, he does facepalm as if dealing with young mortals is such a bothersome experience. You enter the chamber. You speak the runes. You step into the mirror. It will show you. You may see past, present, future, wisdom. Only what you need.
I understand. What do I do with this information?
As somebody speaks, can Marmalade rush and hide behind Aramis? Like arms around Aramis.
This dragonborn that you've only recently started hanging out with is just sort of casually speaking the language of devils and now interacting with a mummy. Yes, you can do that.
In the most casual sense, you know. I understand.
My entire job, repel them.
And you mentioned or asked if I'm the new Watcher. What does that mean?
owner of house.
Yes, then yes, sir, I am. And I'll produce the deed, the very pretty deed to the house.
He shakes his head and just says, "This was a temple once. Now resident. Then what can I do for you? What can the mirror?"
Oh, what can the mirror?
Aramis is gonna. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I cannot tell you what you'll see inside. Now, Aramis?
Yeah, she's gonna clear her throat and then speak up from the back. Excuse me. What was this a temple for? What god was worshipped here?
Wow.
The mummy slowly turns to you as if only just sort of realizing that you're there. And taking in the fact that, oh, it's not just two dragonborn, there's like a whole posse that have wandered into my chamber.
I'm not even dressed for the occasion. I mean, with my robes down and everything.
And in a response to you, and it kind of straightens up as if proudly announcing, "Once the Hall of Valor, goddess of fire."
Val, I'm gonna butcher that, so I'm just gonna put that there.
Hey, it's in lore.
It is? Okay.
I was gonna say she's
Oh, she is in there, isn't she?
Yeah.
Goddess of Fire. Wait.
And interestingly enough, at the mention of that, Eleanor notably flinches slightly.
Ooh.
And the mummy returns his attention to Uldric. It should also be noted, now that he's standing in the room, he's technically on a step above Uldric, because he's still standing at sort of the lip of his sarcophagus. Mans is 6'3".
Mans is looking at me eye to eye currently.
Yeah, decent sized mummy.
I mean,
then may I ask you, and in exchange, provide with you, or provide to you in some form, payment.
Don't get the mummy money. Don't you dare.
services. I think we're doing services here, Aramis.
If I give you money that you can't go out and spend, but look pretty in your sarcophagus.
I mean, the Egyptians were all about being buried with their riches.
Yeah. This is God, brain that laughter literally just fucked me in my whole thought process. Then may I ask you, and the mirror, and providing in return, and providing in return some form of payment, some information on future wisdom. And then I'll say the words future and wisdom and infernal, assuming that that's kind of what I have to do.
No, I think I know what you're gonna do.
If you want knowledge, step into the mirror. I cannot guarantee it will be the knowledge you seek, but you will see something, be it present, past, future, wisdom. But you will see only what you need.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I understand how this works now.
May I provide you some form of payment for this information? Since you so graciously decided to interact?
You own all of this. I am simply its keeper and guardian.
Understandable. And then Aldrich will look to the group and go, what's the worst that could happen? And walk over to the mirror and speak in Infernal, future wisdom, step into the mirror.
Yeah.
You witness as this very tall dragonborn confidently approaches the 7-foot tall mirror. It is only when you get immediately in front of it, Aldrich, that you see your image. And as you announce these words, hands reach out, groping and grabbing, and you welcome them as they pull you into the mirror. For a moment, the mirror to everyone else almost turns into a sort of thick, viscous liquid as he's drenched and pulled inside. And then the surface becomes solid once more, and you are all left in a room nil, Aldrich. What do the rest of you do first?
Well, that's it. He's dead. I guess who owns the house now?
The mummy just sort of turns to the rest of you as if waiting for some other purpose.
Um,
Oh, you first.
He's dead. And Cloud's got him.
To
Sorry,
the
Coach
mummy.
went
when
for
I-
a space reference.
Well, what is? Do you have a name?
What's his name?
Has asked my name in many lifetimes. Tell me, is this still the first age?
No, we are in. Would it be known as the third age, or would that be like a thing
Yes.
that late? Okay, yeah, we are in the third age actually. So quite some time has passed.
Good Val, it's been a long time. No wonder there isn't a temple. How disappointing. The people of Thornova doing other things, I guess.
Would I know of any
Yeah.
sort of other temple or church to Valora being in?
You would know
Freetowns?
that Valora is still worshipped, though you wouldn't know if she has a temple in this city specifically.
Oh,
You-
okay.
Looking for one. My name is Garlock. And yes, I am typing it.
Thank you, because I was literally just about to put GAL-OK.
Yeah. I got it as soon as you said it. I was like, Smug's gonna ask.
Hey, I got it for once.
Yeah,
Hey.
stuff it.
Add link.
Add link to Aldrich's residence.
Yeah, no,
I said
it's,
it was like 6 what? 6'4"?
stands at 6'3".
6'3". Okay.
Garlic, what would happen if two people were to enter the mirror at the same time?
No way you just said that.
He stares at you for a moment, attempting to judge whether this was a purposeful slight. He also ponders for a moment that while his will is tied to the owner of the house, Uldric didn't explicitly say not to kill his friends while he was away.
Aramis is bad with
But-
names.
But he decides against it. Not wishing to tempt fate. If you are wondering if you can use the mirror before he is back, you can. And before he can continue his spiel, Cynthia puts up a hand and just goes, yes, you can't guarantee what we will see. We have heard the gist of it.
Jeez.
And at that, he just looks at her and just mumbles to himself, moon elves.
Now I feel bad for calling him Garlic because his poor ancient guardian is just being disrespected by Gen Zers.
Yeah, me over here,
The
not able to
Zoomers.
stop you guys currently. I'm just like, man, if I come back and y'all are dead, I guess I'm going to Starhaven alone.
Even worse, if you come back and
Um,
your servant is dead.
No.
God.
You
Please
had
don't
uses
kill
for
him.
that man.
Please don't use him, or don't kill him.
Can I approach Garlic quickly?
He's not gonna stop you.
I approach just a little bit and I look over at him and I ask, would you like some food? I can go upstairs and make you something to eat. While we wait?
He gives you an almost confused look before giving his dry laugh once again. I don't have a stomach.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have made you something like stew or scone. I make pretty nice bread if you wanted it.
Or, you know, this isn't what I
Wow.
expected to happen.
I do love that, after we didn't have combat, I was like, I'll include an opportunity for a combat encounter. But I still wrote down stuff in case y'all went a different route. And you did go a different route. Now, Uldric. It's very dark and void of anything. It isn't just that you are left in darkness and silence. You don't feel. Period. There is nothing. You are a void. Until you begin to see trees. It is a bit of a jungle, it looks like. It's rather familiar to you. You find yourself brought back to your home.
Oh.
See the wilderness, Draconia, before you. And for a brief moment, you see yourself, hooded, running through this forest. Until you realize that isn't you, but it certainly looks very close to you. Standing maybe an inch taller, their horns are a bit stouter, their scales are a shade darker than your own. But they are close, though the largest difference is the long scar along their blind left eye and face. And as they run through this forest, you realize that they're carrying a rather sizable satchel as they arrive on the doorsteps of the temple that is and was your home. He looks into his satchel. I cannot stay with you, but here you will have a future. A future, I pray, that they do not find my son. And with that, he produces from his pouch an egg, laying it at the foot of the temple. He turns, looking in either direction, before he erupts into a sprint back away. He pulls next from his satchel a dagger, and he seemingly whispers a word and stabs the air in front of him and drags it downwards, and a scar is created into the air itself that widens into a portal before he steps through it. And it closes. It is gone, leaving you alone as the rain begins to come. In a moment, the door opens. And the man who raised you, though he appears a bit younger than you remember him, crouches down to investigate this egg that has been left. And the world around you fades, and you are once again nothing more than a void. And with that, the mirror spits you back out, hands shoving you to the cold floor beneath it. Aldrich is back.
Aldrich is going to look visibly shaken.
Are you alright, Aldrich?
I saw my father and my adopted father. Give me a moment. And he'll step to the mummy. What did you say your name was?
Very metagamey. I don't believe you were here for that.
Hence why I said I will step to the mummy and ask what their name is.
My name is Garlock.
Oh shit! Did I call him garlic?
Garlock.
Stares at Eldis.
She's
What?
a bit redder than normal.
Garlock. How may I repay you for that vision?
I showed you nothing. The mirror is what does it.
And how may I repay
Existence does not continue.
there? And how may I repay you for the knowledge of how to use them?
You do not need to pay me, but I would appreciate knowledge of this world. I am meant to look after this apparently house as its keeper. I will do that for you, but bring me books.
I will more than happily bring you any knowledge that I find on my travel. And anything else you deem important.
Oh my god. What if we just had to come by like every day and teach like Garlock every like new things about the world?
I will thank you for mentioning Silk. I will state there's another of us that comes and goes this resident. He's a little goblin man. If you
may eat them if you like.
No, you may not. He's a little goblin man. Typically wears a nice big hat. If he shits in the bed, you may smack him. Or if he defiles your
Is that a common problem?
hopefully not. But if he defiles anything that you decide, you may harm him. Just don't kill him, please. And obviously, this house is your house now also. Or, well, this house was always your house? You're welcome to move about the house as you wish.
I predate you, child.
Aldrich will give a low bow. Yes, my apologies.
The resident senior citizen of Aldrich's house.
Here's a question above the table. Did I ever get back that book written in Abyssal from her?
I believe you gave all of your books over to Flora, did you not?
I did.
I would.
But
Yeah, we
I
gave
did
that one.
ask for a report on them back from her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you will assumably receive, as she did agree to send one.
Yeah. I was just curious because it was still in my inventory and I couldn't remember if I had given it up or not.
Yeah, you gave them. Which ones you had?
Did I keep Venator Alexis's journal?
No, you gave that to her, I
I
think.
did.
Yeah,
I did
you
give that
gave
up too.
it. Even though I was like, "Are you sure?" and then you were like, "Yes, I am giving it."
It's like realistically, I should keep it. I wanted to keep it, but I realized that the government that binds probably should have that.
Aldrich likes having as few problems to deal with as possible.
I know what I can do. And Aldrich is going to pull out the detailed map of Greenvale. This isn't necessarily a book, but this is a pretty detailed lay of what the land is now. I don't know how long you've been gone. Would this suffice for the time being?
He looks at the map, like half interested, and then suddenly slams his hands into it and just. What happened to the Empire?
Oh, this is going to be a long history lesson.
Not our problem. We just send silk.
Fun thing. I, being the person who knows the most currently, actually knows. Something. Do I know that detail? Oh God. I think I would know that detail.
Shocker, the note taker who organizes everything into branches, knows what happens to the Empire.
What's also funny is why Empire?
This is entirely.
Didn't he say he's like from the first?
He did say the Empire, and the only one that Aldrich would know would be, I think, the Thornova Empire. Yes.
Well, technically, Attica was an empire as well.
Attica Empire, true.
The Attica Empire.
I'm just going to assume. I'm going to make a complete assumption.
Well, technically, the other players know he means Thornova. You just weren't there for that conversation.
Yeah. The Attica Empire dissolved. We think one of the gods might have gotten corrupted somehow. And there was a great battle. And he'll motion over to Cynthia. Her mother killed the former emperor. And now
selling out like that.
At this point, Cynthia raises her hand and just goes, "I don't think he means the Attican Empire." Just for the record.
There was
and then goes, Attica created an empire?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Ma'am, it.
It's
I don't know
You
your
just called it.
pronouns, sir. Madam.
the cojones on this one. I don't know what cojones means, but
Oh, so he speaks Goblin.
Guardian. I don't know your pronouns, Guardian. But yes, I guess you predate that. But yes,
that's okay. My phallic member, I think, was also mummified in a jar somewhere.
Okay.
Can I get we all noticed the Countess's kind of like discomfort. Yeah, what's her expression now as we're speaking more to Garlock?
Give me an insight check.
Absolutely.
God. My phallic members in a jar somewhere.
Owl advantage, baby.
God.
That is going to be a 22 total.
22. She seems to have calmed down. It doesn't seem to be talking to Garlock specifically that upset her.
It would be the infernal.
The mention of Valora. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
So you can smack me if I know too much because of all the notes I have. And anything. But yes, Attica created an empire. It was known as the Attican Empire. And it was ruled by a Tytos.
It was ruled by a number of people throughout its history.
Yes. Okay, it was ruled by a number of people throughout its history. The final one being a Tytos, who was possessed by one of the gods, or so it's said. And after he was slain, the empire dissolved, though there is a group called the Remnants. If I remember correctly.
That's a lot that happened.
Would I remember how long ago that happened?
You know that the War of Ashes ended a little over a century ago.
And I'd kind of relay that.
Since it's all history to you, I don't think Aldrich has memorized the year or whatnot, but it was a little over a century.
Yeah, it's like when I did my research, it was panicked research on
yeah,
you know. And so
dates were the first and foremost thing on your mind.
Yeah. I don't know much about the empire that ruled before it. Would I know anything of the Thornova Empire? I forget. I know we've interacted with
them. Their runes before, but
yeah,
you've never researched them.
Yeah, it's like I would know that. Wait, no. I think we would know about the artifact, wouldn't we?
You would know that Thornova was such a massive empire. There are ruins of it on your home island.
Okay, then I would probably relay that information to him, and I'll kind of I don't know much about the empire before it, but there are still ruins of it that dot the land, and then I'll point to specifically the Bredolin Fortress on the map.
Right, you've been to recently.
Yeah. For example, this here, did I know in character if that was what that spire was again?
Yeah, I think it was mentioned during the previous session when they were talking about the sort of living crystals that inhabit those. But the second you even point to the fortress, the mummy nods his head and just Yes, one of the seeing towers is there.
One of. I assumed there were more, but do you know how many more there were?
Some were destroyed even in my time. But when the ceremonial dagger was carved out of my heart, there were 13.
Towers. There were 13 at the time. Okay. Could
Annoying things, those crystals.
could you and Aldrich will point at the map and kind of pull out a pen from his pouch. Could you label those on my map, please?
I do not know all their locations.
Simply the ones you know is fine.
I recall that there was one, and he circles a somewhat wide region of the Dragon's Spine Mountains. There was one in this mountain range, carved into a mountain. I think, I don't know, we were trying to copy the dwarves for a bit. We were in a, phase. There was another one along the right around this region of the eastern coast. It might still be there, depending on what the, red barbarians did with it. And he kind of just like glances at Aramis.
Red barbarian. How rude.
You called him garlic.
That fair enough.
Fair enough. I wasn't here for that. Thank you.
Emotional damage.
Thank you, Garlock, for this information.
Would anyone else like to use the mirror?
Oh god.
Aramis will step towards it,
Ooh.
and she'll look at Aldrich. What was it that you said? You will
Um,
activate the mirror?
Aldrich will
You
speak.
don't need to say anything to activate.
Oh, right.
Aldrich
Yeah,
will
I
still,
get it that much.
regardless, speak 2 words, seeing what happens, and he'll speak future wisdom in Infernal, regardless.
Ignoring the
See the future. The mummy kind of just like face palms again while shaking his head. He's one of those.
yeah, she absolutely mispronounces the words that she hears, even though they're unnecessary, and steps forward to the mirror.
Apologies, she's full of whimsy.
Which is funny because he's shaking his head at Aldrich, and then Aldrich apologizes for him. You step
This
forward,
poor guy.
and when yeah, I didn't think that this would be his life. You step to the mirror, and as you get close, you see your own reflection in warm red light. And then hands reach forward, grasping you, and they pull you forward as the mirror once again turns into a thick, viscous liquid. As you go through it, before it solidifies once again.
God, am I going to have to modify the note I wrote?
Much like Aldrich, you feel nothing. You are void. There is no touch, sight, smell. And then, in a moment, you're in a large room. There's, you think, fire nearby. The room is well lit. It's hard to make out the details. There's a great deal of well gilded decorations around you, but much like a dream, the image is foggy. Your details are not so refined. And as you turn and look, you see a woman standing before you. It is your mother, next to a large portal shimmering in silvery blue light. She turns to face you directly. You girls were always the key, whether he knew it or not. Please, tell me you'll be there for each other when all this is done. Suddenly, she steps towards the portal, waving a hand, and it shatters like glass. And just like that, your vision shatters with it. And the portal shoves you out, leaving you on the cold ground before it. And Aramis is in the room with everyone.
Oh,
Definitely looks befuddled. And she kind of just stands up and is first gonna look at Uldric, and then look to Garlock, and then just kind of like take a step back to process.
Just that like buffering sign is above Aramis's head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over and hug Aramis, as I always do.
Like it lost in thought, but absent enemy still absolutely just wraps her arms around Marmalade and hugs.
We have taken up a lot of your time. I will leave this map with you. And
taking up my time. I've been in a sarcophagus for centuries.
my God, you really do predate the Attican Empire.
Apparently.
Allow us to leave you be. I will go get you some books on recent history and even some books just for fun. And have them
that erotica novel.
Do not tempt me. I didn't think about that, but I could. I will make sure that they are brought to you before we set out tomorrow morning.
As you say this, like a good used cars salesman, the mummy turns to everyone and says, "Any other takers?"
God.
Aramis gonna look down a bit at Marmalade. It is a really a strange experience.
I look over to the mirror, and
the one person who almost ended up unwillingly inside it.
I guess
This is exciting. This
why
is
not?
Amazing.
This is what Smog has been waiting for.
And to think, this session only happened because I made an offhanded sudden comment about there being a locked door in Uldric's house that I didn't originally plan on being there.
And I
wow.
Yeah, it was an off comment, and I had asked if there was anything hidden and rolled a I don't remember what the investigation check was. I don't roll many of those. Let me go check.
You were just investigating to see.
Yeah.
I said one session ago. Session 1 for me.
But what do you do, Marmalade? Do you
I approach
take
the
the
mirror.
plunge, or do you stay out?
I approach the mirror.
Once again, you see your own image. And the hands, almost hesitant from your previous pull away, reach out, grasping yours and pulling you through. And soon the void embraces another. Your image is sharp. You see before you, the familiar face of Tarak, the smuggler you've worked with before. And he says to you, the work isn't done, and it never will be. You blink, and suddenly you stand before a great tree, its branches covered in almost 100 nooses. And it suddenly lights ablaze, burning on the spot as the fire begins to spread to all the world around you. You can feel the heat breathing in the smoke. And suddenly, just as quickly as it began, the mirror pushes you back from this image, depositing you once more where hence you came.
I think knowing the process of people getting ejected, Aramis would be there ready to catch Marmalade so she doesn't land flat on the ground like me and Aldrich did.
You land in the warm embrace of Aramis.
Mm-hmm. Molly like stays in Aramis's arms for a little bit, but for the first time, instead of just fear, it's cold, almost indifferent. She regains her smile quite quickly, turns to Aramis's, and just cheerfully says, "It's fine.
Do I
It's
believe
an
that?
old friend." Do I have to roll deception?
I was about to say, do one of you want to roll persuasion while the other rolls insight?
I would love
I'm
to.
happy to. I will happily roll persuasion.
I love this mirror. This might be my new favorite mirror.
I was so worried when I was making this session, Smaug, that people would just not want to go in it. I pre-vote so much. Oh, that's a lot of insight.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of insight.
Dude, that the cloud rune feat is so helpful.
Also, I did go up and look. I had rolled a 19 on I think it was a 19 on investigation. Hence why this fucking room came to be.
Sorry, stone rune.
I got a 23 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Somehow you're rolling again.
Rollies!
Yay. Let's see. Oh boy.
Are we adding our modifier
Alright,
still, or is it just a straight roll?
You can still add your modifiers.
Okay.
Alright. 27 for persuasion.
Damn it. I got a 21.
Good lord, you are both still over 20.
We're getting all those good rolls out right now.
Aramis, for a moment, you feel like she's just saying what you want to hear. But then you think about it and you're like, well, this fluffy companion of mine has been positive through all the other horrible things we've had to witness. A child dying, zombified, and everything. So maybe she just has really good mental health.
We love
Yeah.
girls with good mental health.
I'll let go as well.
And at this point, Cynthia steps up to the mirror and just, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And she also steps into the void.
Should I be getting blankets and pillows to catch people before they fall?
At this point, Aldrich would have already
Uh.
just left, heading up the stairs and heading to the nearest bookstore, library, what the fuck ever.
Without breaking eye contact, Aramis is going to get down on one knee with her arms open, ready to catch Cynthia.
Let's go.
So, at this point, the mummy is also just like still looking at this map. Aldrich, you know a library. Bonus points if you can name it.
Ooh. Hold up, can do you want me to name it without checking the notes or with checking the notes?
Well, clearly, if you look up the answer, that's not as much of a bonus.
I know it's Barnes and Noble.
Clearly. Baron Tempest's library. No.
Barnes and Nobility.
I think it's the Great Owl Hall?
That it is, Aldrich.
Yes!
You're off to the Birch District. Aramis, for funsies, give me an athletics check.
Oh yeah, we got proficiency.
Oh,
not a good roll though. That's going to be a 13 total.
I'd say that's still good enough to catch the slightly jawed Cynthia as she pops back out of the portal.
I'm glad that we didn't get her vision. I'm really I was my brain went you might, but I really hope you don't. I'm glad we didn't.
Am I able to get like a read on her expression as well?
Roll insight, and because you interact with her more than anyone else, add advantage.
That's okay, I already got advantage.
Doubly advantage.
Doubly? Do I get a 3 roll?
Go ahead, man.
Oh my goodness.
Roll 3 times. It's like Christmas up in here, y'all.
We get to roll dice this week.
Unnatural 20.
I know, I went from no rolls to you guys are rolling every 5 seconds.
Honestly, this is just great. I love this. I eat this up.
Alright. You said a dirty 20?
Yes.
Slutty, she's 20. She is staring back at the mirror with an almost what the fuck did I just witness sort of look to her. Before then she realizes that she ended up in your welcoming arms upon coming out of it, and because of how well you rolled, you can tell that she blushes ever so slightly before saying, thank you, Aramis.
Aramis will give her a nod. Without making it too obvious. What's the Countess doing?
She appears to be quizzically looking at the mirror, but she doesn't seem like she's decided whether or not she wants to touch it.
Okay.
She doesn't look like she's afraid of it or anything now. It's just everyone keeps coming out with such a what have I done?
What have I done? Oh my god, physically mentally shaken.
Right. My world is turned upside down.
If Aramis was a little bit more of a prankster, she would be like, oh, the original is dead within the mirror, and we are copies.
Garlock just looking at us like
Children.
fucking mortals.
I'm just glad my mic picks up Garlock's voice Sometimes stuff like that doesn't register very easily.
Yeah, that filtering is a bit annoying sometimes.
But sure enough, she just sort of steps forward, gets close enough to it, and she kind of reaches out to it like, "Are you sure this is perfectly?" And her hand reaches out, takes hers, and yanks her into it.
I think Aramis will stand prepared as well. I think it'd be rude not
There we
to.
go. Part
Oh,
two
were
of
you
the
gonna
show.
do it, Marmalade?
I was gonna help. Get ready.
What if we both do it? What if we like kind of
Yeah, get ready to catch one on each.
yeah.
And in a few moments, the latest companion, who is notably in half plate armor, is spat out of the mirror. Either both of you make an athletics check, or one of you make an athletics check at advantage.
Ooh, what do you want to do?
I have a +5 with proficiency.
Go for it then.
Okay.
Take advantage.
All right, cool. Thank you. Let's use dice I haven't been using.
I'll say I've got a +1. I ain't taking that risk.
Yeah, that's like when I, as Val, try to help people in the other campaign persuade, and Imp's like, "All right, do you guys want one person to roll at advantage, or both of you roll?" And I'm just like, "I have no modifiers. Please take the advantage."
I got an 18.
Ooh, and a 15 was what you needed since she's kind of a heavier person, but she pops out, and you catch her.
And just to follow through with the same thing I've been doing, can I get a read on her face?
Roll an insight.
While they're all doing that, can I go back up the ladder, go to the room I was staying in, take the pillow and blanket off of the bed, and come
Up
back
the
down?
stairs.
Yeah.
Sure.
I got an unnatural 20.
She looks, to put it mildly, horrified.
Oh, jeez. Are you all right, Countess?
She just quietly gets up, like fully standing instead of like being helped by you, dusts herself off, and walks up the.
I'm gonna look to Cynthia. Has she ever been like that before?
Normally she's strangely positive, but there is something that makes her uncomfortable, but it's not my place to tell you.
That is fair enough. I will not try. So we're kind of like free roaming it right now.
Just free.
We don't really have like a goal.
Yeah, you guys were just trying to see what was down here before you go to the ship to leave.
Okay, I will
Correction.
bid a.
We were seeing what was down here before eventually going to the ceremony that was happening that night, and then going to the ship and leave the next morning.
True. You did agree to go to the ceremony.
Yeah, but there was like nothing immediate though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
will
now getting to like midday.
Okay. I will bid adieu to Garlock. I'm very sorry for mispronouncing your name. I promise it was not intentional.
And after you say that, he reaches out with the map in his hand and says, "Make sure my fool of a master does not get lost."
Aramis will take the map. I am sure he
He
will be
has
back.
slowly realized that the things he say are not things he will be punished for, and his lips are certainly not sealed.
I love him.
He's now a grouchy old man.
This is never mind. It was gonna be a spoiler for something. I was gonna make a joke, but it was like a spoiler.
Wrong campaign. Wrong campaign.
I'm going to let those of us, I guess everybody minus Aldrich, know that I'm gonna go to River's Fury because I got some quiche to spend.
Aldrich still has a weapon to pick up.
That in reality,
I
you will
guess-
probably completely forget to pick up.
Unless Aramis is nice enough to pick it up for you.
Even with that above board reminder, I will still probably not pick it up in reality, in character.
Yeah, so I would like to do shopping. Whoever else wants to do something, I can wait to get to my thing.
Yeah. Else has anything?
Before I leave the house, I'm gonna come down back to Garlock with the blanket and the pillows. I'm just gonna like put it near his sarcophagus. In case you want to cuddle up, or if it's not so comfortable in there, just so you can relax.
I love marmalade.
Once again, in Garlock's mind, he just thinks this was a temple once.
It's gonna be funny, like coming back to Aldrich after being gone for months, and he's just like sitting on the couch in the living room with his feet kicked up and some like
Just
a
a
meme.
mummy.
Mommy just sitting there, we're sitting there reading books to each other,
Just like
learning
dark
shit
essence
together.
emanating off of him.
You enter Uldrich's living room and it smells rotten.
Prestidigitation. It's not raw. It doesn't smell like shit.
New goal: go out and buy Garlock perfumes.
Oh my
It
fucking.
smells like garlic.
Oh, poor guy. I do like him though.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave the bedding stuff like next to his sarcophagus, wave him goodbye, and follow our Aramis out.
Aldrich doesn't know what the temple was of or who it worshipped.
He said that when you were in the mirror, huh?
Yep.
That is true.
And Uldrich, so I'm guessing we probably don't have to go over the specifics of what you're getting since you kind of generalized what you were gonna go do to begin with. Gotcha.
If we
because you're basically getting historical text as well as some flavor novels.
More specifically, I want to see if I can have a copy of them scribed and delivered to me, so I don't have to ever bring them back.
Oh, okay. So you're basically gonna ask if they can send you your own copy.
Yes, and I will be willing to pay whatever the amount is.
They inform you that they do offer that service. It is slightly pricier. However, the slightly pricier they ask for is for the total books that you're going. I'm guessing it's not like a ridiculous amount.
To be more specific, I'd want a general history of the Attican Empire.
Okay.
A fantasy book. And a general history of any empire prior to the Attican Empire. And a smut book. So 4 books in total.
And
there it is.
And a smut book.
And a copy of Guinness World Records.
Oh no.
Guinness Illia records.
Yes. Maybe one of those fun little I Spy books.
Good old Hobbit Guinness. So 4 books will run you a grand total of 4 gold pieces.
Oh, that's. I was expecting you to say 4 plat. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. Spending money with Aldrich. 4 plat. Okay. Yeah, and I pay it up front.
Yeah, and they just say that they'll make sure it's delivered to your residence.
Can I add a special note to the deliverance? Enter the house, leave them in the closet underneath the stairs.
They give you a peculiar look, but they do write it down.
Thank you.
Aramis.
That's me.
You arrive at River's Fury. All
Yes.
is, once again, big and sweaty at one of her forges.
Hell yeah.
On seeing you, she puts down her hammer and sets aside the sword she was working on, wipes some sweat from her brow, wipes her hands off on her apron, and approaches you. Kind of expecting you to speak first.
Yeah. Good day, Arth. I am seeking more of your weaponry, your custom weaponry.
Of course. I'm also done with your friend's order that he paid for.
I am sure he'll be by to pick it up later.
She nods, because that makes sense.
It was 1 enchantment per weapon, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What do I know what kind of like weapons that she has in stock? Like what weapons she can make?
When you had looked around previously, it was basically the whole list, and she even said that like if there wasn't something that she already had on hand, she can handle custom orders, which is how Aldrich was able to order his meteor hammer.
Okay. And those enchantments, it was those elemental ones and then a +1 to hit. Those are the ones that I have, but were there any others?
Let me see where I put that list. It's been a while since anyone was over here. I do remember that, much like initially in our campaign, there was a light enchantment.
Okay.
Yeah, there's also a light enchantment, but other than that, it was just the plus, the elemental, and the light.
Okay, cool. I would like to purchase from her a I kind of want I want a I'm trying to think of like you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take it. I want a battle axe.
Ooh, I believe versatile variety weapon,
Yes.
being capable of one-handed and two-handed. For the
Yes.
two-handed, you'd have to give up that sweet +2 AC.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like I'm wondering if I feel like I should always have my shield because I was looking at the great axe, but I was like, no, I need to have my shield on at all times. So yeah, battle axe with a with the +1 to hit enchantment.
She nods and informs you that it will run you up 260 gold pieces. And she asks when you'll need. Well, she asks when you'll need it.
If possible, by the day's end.
That fast, huh? You've been a good customer, if a strange one. I can have that done.
And if I remember correctly, she's against tips, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Despite Aldrich
And-
having tipped in the past.
That's why she has a lower approval rating with Aldrich.
And I would also like 2 daggers, please.
Anything about any of these particular weapons? Design, features?
Something that has a bit of your signature to it. Essentially, I want it to look like something definitely custom made by her.
Right. She laughs. Well, not laughs so much as chuckles, shaking her head, and she just goes, just like my girlfriend and I talking about dinner plans. I want to do one. And as she shakes her head, she says, I will have that ready when you get here. Do you want the daggers enchanted?
I really do. How much were the no elemental was like 1,000, right? No, I think
Don't need a dagger shaped glow stick.
you know what? Now that you said that, yes. I want 2 glow stick daggers.
Different colors specifically, yeah?
I'm pretty sure they just emit light, like just daylight.
So why don't you just cast light on daggers?
Because this would be more fun. I get to smack them together and they glow.
She informs you that the grand total order done by today will run you about 500 gold pieces.
All right. I will pay her up front.
She accepts your money.
Your work is greatly appreciated. And
She says that she personally will work on your weapons.
hell yeah.
Um,
I'll look to Marmalade, like if you wanted to get anything.
Marmalade's gonna just like browse the armor section.
You said you're looking at armors?
Yeah, the armor sections. Specifically, I'm looking for a breastplate.
Sure enough, she does have breastplate
Oh,
armors
here we go again. The
in a variety
voices
of
in his
sizes, which
head.
include your size.
Yay!
There's even some smaller ones.
What's the quality like for them?
Roll an investigation check to inspect the armor.
Also, is there a limit to the type of armor that she has in stock?
What, like a specific number?
Because there's like smoldering armor and cast off armor and like all that type of stuff. So I'm just curious if that's gonna be included as well, or if it's just like
Yeah,
normal common.
It's all
that's why I was looking at the quality because there's like rare and legendary and stuff.
it's all pretty normal.
Okay.
At about it, run of the mill armor.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
17 investi.
There's nothing wrong with this armor. It is a relatively common suit of breastplate armor. Nothing particularly jumping out to you, but there are also no downsides to it. Certainly not used.
Walk over to her, to the owner. Look up and just. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but how much for the breastplate?
She looks down at this fluffy, adorable dragonborn. The breastplate will run you about 300 gold pieces.
I'll buy it.
You said you'll buy it?
Right.
She gets the breastplate off of its armor stand and asks if you would like a private area to change.
Yes, please.
And she actually shows you she does have a couple of stalls set up for that.
Alright, I pay the money and leave it on the counter.
And she
And I go change.
a good day to be art. Alright.
I remove my chain shirt and put on the breastplate.
You have upped yourself to a breastplate that is a 14 plus your dexterity modifier to a maximum of 2, and there is no disadvantage. When it comes
Yippee! Alright, so yeah, I come out of the changing room now. I've got a breastplate under my little cloak.
And is that all for the two of you?
Yeah,
I want
that's
to
all I
buy
needed.
some potions.
You can head over to Liquid Bounty. And in between, we are going to take a tight 5.
All right, sounds good.
Type 5. Sounds good. Man, was not expecting that to be in my basement. Was not expecting a lot of things that have happened in this campaign to happen.
I'm actually quite curious though, because the mirror says it shows you past, present, future wisdom. And it only showed some of us certain things. Like, I think it showed majority of us the past. What showed you the past? Can't quite put what it showed me. But now I'm wondering, what if we go in it twice?
That's a wonderful question. Not one I want to explore
Yeah.
today, to be honest.
We'll come back and do that.
But Aldrich will probably explain what he was showed once everybody reconvenes. I'm trying to figure out when the right time for that would be, though. Maybe during the ceremony. Who knows? Maybe Aldrich's shaken
For
now.
the ceremony.
Maybe Aldrich's shaken now. I have no fucking clue.
Probably not from the ship, kind of like a ship tail.
I know Aldrich wants to. I know that I want, because I completely wrote a letter and I fully intend to write it out and send it out in the session today. But yeah.
When
This is
Spirit is back, I might actually have a question for her.
Go for it. This is fun. I love D&D. D&D is the best. D&D is amazing. Especially just praise be Spirit and out and Empicus and you for being amazing DMs. And also slowly inspiring me to make my own fucking campaign, because God, am I just...
Oh gosh.
The amount of characters I want to create and write now because of you guys is insane.
I'm scared to crack open my window, actually. Like, I know I have to.
Hey, Jessica, the sun might be out for you.
No, I'm scared because my dad is currently working the smoker.
Ooh, so you might get hungry.
Yeah, he uses cherry wood. Or, I think no, he uses apple wood, I think.
Exclamation point, hungry Jessica. God. That was... What a thing to have in my basement.
Disconnected for a minute.
And to think that Aldrich was like, hey,
You
we're
know,
gonna
he
go
had some
ghost...
pretty good meat out the other day, so I wonder what he's got.
You're just over there thinking about it. I'm just over here. My basement is cool. I have a mummy. Oh shit. I just realized something. I didn't tell the people that there's a mummy living in my house. Huh. It's probably fine.
I like that.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
So, you wanted to go to Liquid Bounty, I believe?
Yes, please.
Alright. Then if everyone is here...
I think we're all here. Aldrich would want to go to the Harry Harlot at some point today.
Oh.
Hit.
Yep.
Audio bugged out.
Am I breaking up?
No, I can hear you. My audio bugged out. Discord issue, I think.
Yeah. Discord's been having
You
issues.
love Discord.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Aldrich would want to stop by the Harry Harlot at some point today.
Mm-hmm.
And I also would want to find some time to write a note. So, but they can go first. I had my turn.
Technically, you've both had turns.
Oh, this is true. They still can go first. They're together.
You arrive at the Liquid Bounty. And same high elf is once again at the counter. Do you remember her name?
What? Off the top of my head, I do not. But let me see if I have it in my notes here.
Who's gonna come out and say it? No.
Elodie Silverthorn.
You did write it down. Ding 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 ding.
Hey, fun fact. Aldrich doesn't have it written down.
Whoa.
That's funny. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going through the notes real quick. I don't have it down.
You also wasted her potion because after you drank it, you stopped taking necrotic damage.
Look, I had no clue if my persuasion attempt would work. It was a precaution.
No, I love it.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything specific in stock, or is it like a look it up and ask if it's there?
Oh wait,
Of
no,
course.
I did write it down. I found it.
Oh, there you go. They don't yet have more potions of resistance. Those were all purchased prior. But there are, for purchase, 3 common health potions, 1 greater health potion, 1 potion of growth, and a potion of hill giant strength.
How much is each minus the one of growth, since I already have my
You can do that already.
yeah.
Actually, I can already roll. What if you grew and drank a potion of growth?
You're putting ideas in my head. Can I become a fucking kaiju?
Oh my god.
Aramis climbs the Empire State Building.
Takes on the Tarrasque.
Carrying Cynthia.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, carrying Cynthia in a white dress, fighting off the airships.
What's wrong with us?
A lot.
In general, yeah.
That is the second King Kong reference in a week.
Oh yeah, because of the worms.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to rewatch that movie. I remember playing the King Kong video game on the original.
God.
Me
Oh,
too. That game
God.
was so good.
That game slapped for no reason.
Truly.
Actually, Spirit, I had a question for you before we reconvene. But I bugged out. I know that I am, and I've told my players I am, but are you a PM DM?
A what?
A PM DM, a private message DM.
Oh, you're asking if you could message me things.
Yeah.
Stuff is happening. I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool.
You've. All right, you can keep your secrets. It's funny because I heard PM and I was like, nighttime?
Yeah, same. I'm like, huh, we start at 5 p.m. each day. I knew what she meant, but I was still like, we start at 5 p.m. each day.
It's the Americanized brain going, but a private message is a direct message. DM.
So you're a DM DM?
Anyways.
A dommy mommy.
Oh.
Did somebody call for me? No, Val.
Yes, ma'am.
I like how irritated you sounded, as if that's a common thing that she always pops in. Like, no, again, we didn't call you.
Well, about you?
You're on at 5. You're not needed for this scene. And stop doing whatever you're doing with Jadrick. All the other cast members can hear you.
They're actors.
The potion of animal friendship would run you a 50 gold. Each of the regular health potions are on a special right now. 10 gold for the lot.
Oh shit.
For the
You're planning on killing us.
I hope so. The greater healing one is 25 gold at the moment. The potion of Heal Giant Strength, big muscly, is 40 gold.
I'll take them all.
And much like a Harry Potter on the train, you buy the whole trolley. And you make the rich, snobby kid that was a couple lines further down that doesn't get any candy on his train ride your mortal enemy. Your lives. So grand total. That's about 125 gold pieces.
Okay.
I literally just read about rivals in Xanathan's guide.
And I would also like to tip an extra 25 gold.
Oh.
For further researching purposes.
Further researching purposes.
And I will give 2 of the common health potions to Marmalade.
Thank you, Artemis.
Best if we do our best to keep each other alive.
I'm
And
going to keep you alive.
I think that's it for shopping for me.
The Countess proudly steps forward and announces that she would like to get big. And she
Out
buys
of-
a potion of growth.
out of character, you already think. Well, compared to my size, yes.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm thinking about it. Aldrich also has a potion with giant strength just sitting in his bag.
Yeah, you
Oh,
bought the
Jesus.
original one.
Yeah, because last time you bought everything. This time I bought everything.
Yeah.
Everyone in the market just sees you guys approaching the potion stand. Oh, fuck these guys again.
Oh god, they've got money to spend. Great for us, I think.
The shopkeepers are cheering. The people who are there to buy things are like, oh.
Adventurers. Don't get sick this week. All the health potions are gonna be gone.
Nah, but what's even better? They're walking around with a cleric buying health potions.
And then handed the cleric a bunch of them.
Sometimes you want to hold on to those spell slots, you know?
Man, we're kind of fucked thinking about it like that.
I just realized, would a concept of like a blow dart and a healing potion make sense? You know how they're usually laced with poison? What if you lace it with a healing potion and then just shoot healing potion at your party?
You successfully heal the wound that you created shooting your party member.
Marmalade has developed the modern syringe.
No, no. Shootable syringe.
Alright.
I have developed the trank dart for healing.
That's a crazy concept I never thought about.
Like a sleep potion and then a blow dart.
What Aldrich didn't tell us where he was going, right? He just
Nope.
dipped.
He
He
dipped
dipped while you guys were talking.
He dipped while you
Right.
guys were going into a fucking a mirror. Aldrich just went, "Yep, I'm gonna do my Aldrich thing again."
He went to a library.
Yeah,
He has no idea where we've gone.
Nope. It's just the normal. Aldrich goes somewhere and just doesn't think about the party. Let's be real here. He's just being him.
Oh, and we don't have to do this now, but I also would like to look for I would like to go to the Oak District and look for Dahlia. But I can wait.
Should we move over to what he's doing? Or is his actions pretty much?
Wait, what are you asking?
Should we move over to Smog and see what he's doing?
Sure.
Because all we know is that he was at a library. Now we don't know what he's doing.
You know he was going to go get knowledge for a mummy. Now you have no clue where he is. As he's heading to the Harry Harland.
Aldrich. So you've headed over to the Harry Harland. You're Harry Harland. You hope.
I would enter and look for to see, I want to look to see if the barkeep that I first interacted with was here.
Oh yeah.
You to assume you've made it into the building. When you arrive,
Oh, okay. Never
there are
mind.
currently guards posted outside the main door.
I
City-
would
Looks of it.
wait. What?
I said city guard from the looks of it.
I would give them both a wave. Is it okay to enter?
The man looks at you and looks at a note he's carrying. Guessing you're Aldrich?
Yes, sir.
The councilwoman said you'd be around. Sure, but just know that this is currently being used as a temporary clinic to heal those that were working at this establishment.
That is completely fine. And Aldrich will kind of like move to go in, see, cautious to see if he stops me or not.
He doesn't stop you.
Okay, then I will enter. And look for the bartender that I first interacted with it entering.
Sure enough, you do find her. She is currently sort of laid out on a couch, sweating bullets from the looks of it.
Oh my, are you doing okay?
Do I look like I'm doing okay?
No, you don't. I assume the girls are also doing just as poorly as you.
I suppose that depends. I've been told by the clerics I have a very good constitution.
And Aldrich's gonna let out a deep sigh. I'm sorry that this has happened to you. Have you been informed that, and let me go find her name.
And sudden buffering symbol.
Yes, I thought it out and then I went, wait, I don't remember her name, except for the fact that I gave her a kiss. Look, what do you want from me? Okay, I'm a simple man.
He wants a sugar mommy
To
handle all of his
Aurelia.
Aurelia, yes.
Wow, beat by the Impster.
Have we seen how many notes I have?
Yeah, what you should have done is just clicked on lore in the Discord channel and scrolled up like names.
I simply flipped a page.
You know what? This is I feel attacked. I'm trying to keep all this knowledge in and sitting down and have it be placed in them. Have you been informed?
Yeah, look, I've had all of mine separated to the Birch, Pine, and Oak district.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I'm too autistic. I wonder, have you been informed that me and Miss Typho are coming into possession of the harlot?
Yes, she was here earlier.
I hope that under our ownership, something like this never happens to any of you girls ever again.
For the record, there are more than girls that work here.
Well,
you should probably know that if you're running it.
Yes, I assumed as much, but to be honest, the only girls walked up to me when I came in initially, so it was, yeah, my apology. Is there anything I can do for you?
Aren't you my boss?
Yes, but I'm a very different type of boss than you might be used to.
Well, you already took care of the biggest problem in my life.
Understandable. I'm going to be out of town for the time being. I'll be heading to Starhaven. So anything that you guys need, feel free to message or send a mail or reach out to Aurelia. And anything else that is needed, feel free to send to my residence, and I'll kind of like write down on a piece of paper the address of my residence. And as soon as I get back, I will make sure that I can do whatever I can for you. Thank you guys for all of your hard work that you will be doing.
There's an innuendo there somewhere.
There is. I will leave you to your rest. I hope that your recovery is quick and not painful.
Oh, they'll all make it.
Um,
And you turn to hear the voice of Captain Cold approaching from further inside.
Afternoon, Captain Cold.
Wait.
And when you turn to see Cold, she looks physically exhausted.
Can I do anything to help you since you're doing so much to help us?
It's my job.
I know, but still, you've interacted with us enough. You know we love to help.
Goliath's light is all I need.
Understandable. Thank you very, very much for your service and working to heal. And Aldrich's going to sit down and stutter on that. My people. My employees.
You, resident, owner, captain of industry.
Nope, because Aldrich doesn't see himself more like owning them. He doesn't really concept. The idea of owning something doesn't fully ring in his brain. He just sees them as fellow people that he works with now. You know? It's just one of those...
Right, that doesn't change what she just said to you, though.
Yeah. Oh, she said that. Yes. Aldrich is going to do the Aldrich thing. He's going to produce 25 gold from his pouch.
Good God.
Aramis is having heart palpitations.
Just walking beside Marmalade and suddenly she just stops. Oh, I don't know what just happened.
Obviously the city pays you, but I feel the desire and need to pay you also for all the hard work you're doing. And he'll hand it to Captain Cole.
She takes it and says, with this, I'll buy another supply of healing potions to help these people. Assuming there's left today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question, Captain Cold?
I'm at your disposal.
Who would I get in contact with for professional security of the place in my absence?
I can assure you the guards are quite capable of keeping the streets clean.
I don't doubt that in the slightest, but I want to make sure that the girls are safe and the guys are safe while I'm gone.
Are you asking me what criminals to contact for hired muscle?
No, I want legitimate, well, a legitimate business, if there is one in the city, that works alongside the guard as a security, bouncers and stuff.
No such business that I know of. Let's find some cell swords you feel like trusting.
Understandable. Will the guards? I assume the guards, once everybody's healed here, will go back to doing their normal business.
That is correct.
Okay.
As much as Illia wishes, the city guard do not personally protect businesses she is involved in.
Then may I put a quest up specific for any off-duty guardsmen?
You want to try to either A, take my people away from me, or B, try to get some of them to take up a second job.
Yes, Captain Cold, that's technically what I'm asking. Specifically the off-duty ones. I don't, if they're on duty, they can't take it.
Right, I'm sure they don't have families anywhere. You can put up a request for bouncer applications. I don't know who will read the request or sign up for it, but you can put one in at the board.
Okay. Then, Aldrich will kind of look at his pouch and his notebook and how do I go about doing this? And as he's just writing up request for bouncers for Harry Harlot. Will be paid by Aldrich Stormborn and Aurelia Typho fair wage.
Cold just like tapping a cloth to her forehead. Goes, yeah, just give me that. I'll contact Aurelia. Handle the paperwork.
Thank you. Sorry that I'm such a bother. Was the previous owner's office investigated and looked through?
Yes.
Is it okay for me to go back there at this time?
All confidential things have already been taken care of. Feel free to use the office as if it were your own.
Thank you. And Aldrich will head to the back to the office and kind of just look through financial records of what the girls were being paid.
I won't even have you roll. You can find the ledger pretty easily in the office. And what they were being paid was not well, generally speaking.
Aldrich
Most of they were given was taken by the owner.
Aldrich will write a note next to it. Triple this minimum. And
palpitations again somewhere.
I just like to believe that Aldrich writing down like increasing their wage from like what 20 gold per person per customer to like adding 5 zeros. Like logically, this is the right next step.
And also figure out, and I'll write a note. Also figure out how to budget in a bouncer while still making a profit for us. And he'll just leave it signed Aldrich Stormborn. And also while he's here, he'll sit down at the desk and write a note. And this one's going to be of a more personal degree. I'm going to read it out loud because I've pre-written it above board. The note will say, "Dear Father," or no, "Dear Father, I am not sure how much you've been paying attention to the events happening on the mainland, but it seems I've gotten wrapped up in something quite important. While being wrapped up in this, my spirit manifested. It's strange, though. It isn't a fire spirit like the other Red Dragonborn. It is lightning. I should have paid far more attention to your teachings growing up. I've ran into a group that has inspired me to try and do better and be better. As such, I will try and get back our monastery's artifact. I look forward to hearing from you. We will be heading to Starhaven soon. My address for my personal home, I'll list it out. Is currently in Three Town. Best regards, Aldrich Stormborn. P.S. I am sorry I was a terrible kid, and one that you didn't even help give birth to. And then he'll wrap it up. He'll put in a letter. He'll put a wax seal on the back of it. And address it to Artorius Stormborn. Because I remembered this. Monastery of the Shadowed Scale, I think is what I called it. Draconis Isles. Double checking to make sure I've got the monastery name right.
Of course.
Yeah, Monastery of the Scale of the Shrouded Flame. And I'll leave the office at that point and look for a post office.
Give me an investigation roll. Although you do also know that you can simply leave things in your mailbox.
Yeah. 15. Plus 1 for 16.
Just wandering the streets, you don't seem to see any. Whether it is because they are simply located in a different part of the city or it's something you missed, then.
I'll probably head to... I'll actually... Do I see any guards on the street?
Yes, it's not hard to find a patrol.
I'll wave one over. My apologies. I know you're busy. Where would I send mail out of the city?
The mail room for each district is at the warden offices.
Okay.
You just have a court building and speak to the mailing department there.
Thank you. And with that, I'll let him go back to his work, and I'll head to.
As you say thank you, he kind of like rubs to his fingers together and goes like, "Well, how grateful."
What a dick.
I will produce exactly 2 silver pieces, and hand him.
Says, "Have a nice day."
Yep. And then walking away, you'll just hear a guttural scoff from Aldrich.
Aldrich suddenly has to pay someone and he hates it.
Specifically has to pay someone who's just part of the city guard who already gets paid. This is why we don't deal with the Oak District. I'm going to go to my...
You know who else gets paid? Literally every person you've ever hired to...
Yes, but I was in the Oak District. You know, they're corrupt.
I'll let Mustache Man know you said that.
Okay, minus him. You know.
Glorious mustache.
And I'm going to go to my favorite district, courthouse, the Birch District, and go to the mailing office.
You find a small gnome sitting technically on a desk with a smaller desk also sitting on it.
Good evening. I would like to send this parcel out, but can I have some extra protection added to it? Maybe a glyph of warding or something so that it doesn't get into the wrong hands?
Oh, what kind of protection are you asking for here? I mean, we don't have like magic that we can add to it.
Do we not have any mages in the wizard that could maybe cast a glyph of warding and maybe a fire spell that triggers if it's opened by the wrong person?
No. He gives you a confused look as if he's never heard someone ask this before.
It's just this is a very important document, and I would like to make sure that it isn't snooped into.
I'd imagine a lot of people feel that way about their mail.
How much is it to mail something out, sir?
Oh, it's just 5 copper pieces.
What are copper pieces? um, Aldrich will produce a single silver piece. Can you make sure it gets there safely?
That is our job.
And he'll hand her the gnome, the letter and the silver piece.
I hope you have a pleasant afternoon.
You too, sir. And then Aldrich will just go back to his house.
Hi, Aramis, I believe you were doing something?
Yeah. I just wanted to go to find Dahlia in the Oak District.
You got it, and you end up finding her at a familiar place. She's currently at the clinic.
Okay. I'll walk in and is she injured? Or is she just helping out?
You find that she's having her leg adjusted.
Oh, okay. Dahlia, sorry, is this not a good time?
No, you're fine. I was just finishing up.
I
Thing
simply
needs,
wanted
you know, a little assistance sometimes. And she kind of just like kicks her metal leg.
um I wanted to give you this for all of your help, and I'm sure you knew already with your connections, but Ivo is in custody, and I'm going to hand her. I'm gonna pull an Aldrich. I'm gonna give her 250 gold.
Pulling an Aldrich.
She.
And I'm going to say, we were able to capture him because of your insight. And I feel you needed at least some of the share.
You also made sure to save one of the boys.
Have you seen him? Have you seen Isaac around?
She turns, looking around the corner. Isaac, come on. It's time to get going. And sure enough, the young boy comes from a separate room. He's holding a piece of candy.
It is good to see you. You're looking much better now.
He looks up at Dahlia, who nods to him, and he steps forward and does that thing where he hugs you as high as he can, which is still just your waist, despite your stature, and says very quietly, "Thank you."
Fuck, dude. Aramis is going to absolutely embrace Isaac and hug him tightly. I'm just glad to see that you're all right. And whenever he lets go, she'll let go.
It is perhaps a moment slightly longer than you would have liked, but he does let go. And at that point, interestingly enough, Dahlia picks him up. All right, you were good for your checkup.
Is there any resemblance between the two?
Not particularly. I mean, it should be noted Isaac is, of course, a full-blooded hobgoblin, whereas she's merely a half hobgoblin.
Oh, okay.
Adorable still.
And Aramis will give them both like kind of. Honestly, I don't think it's very much hidden that it's a weak smile. And
There's
that's pretty
only
much.
one brother.
Yeah, that she pretty much only just wanted to make sure that Dahlia got her share. That's all I wanted to do.
It's very fair. Where do you go next?
I look to Marmalade. Is there anything that you need to do?
No, I think I've done everything I need.
I'll look to Cynthia and Eleanor. Is is Eleanor looking any better?
She does. She, if anything, she looks like she's holding in tears at what she just witnessed.
I love her.
Really, really one after Aramis's own heart.
Then, since we will be traveling, and who knows when the next stop will be, I know the perfect place to go before tonight's ceremony as well. And she's going to lead him to the spa. I don't remember if there was a name or not, because I think it was just like a offhanded thing that we did.
Yeah, because I just let you know, like, yeah, you'd suddenly be able to find a spa in the Birch District.
And I will pay for all of them, so however much that's going to be. Bougie spending today.
Interestingly enough, you find that they are unwilling to accept money from you. Because you mean to tell me the Cynthia Gallinor wants to use our spa? The
You think if we
ad
have an
revenue
expert?
alone.
All right, 6, so free spa day. Or like half spa day.
Thursday.
Free spa afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
How much does someone who's fluffy like a spa? Jessica just starts to smell like wet fur.
Oh. Well, probably not when I get, like, probably if not if, like, I use oils or something.
True. Then you might smell the oils.
They put you in a happy hoodie.
Oh my gosh!
While they're spying, Aldrich would probably return to the basement, knock on
Of course.
Garlock's coffin.
It creaks as it opens.
I have books coming for you. They'll be in the closet upstairs on one of the shelves in a couple of days. By that time, I'll probably have
put me in a closet.
Well, I guess the hatch leading down to your place must have been. They must have remodeled the temple above. I don't know what this place was like before I owned it, in all honesty. It'd been abandoned for many years, according to the Brents.
Do they even burn things in ritualistic fashion anymore above me?
Firewood.
In the house above you? No, sir.
He looks... If a mummified face could look disappointed, you think that could describe Gawa.
If you could tell me of a ritual, a mundane one, or at least one of prayer to whatever god the temple used to be, I will make sure that before we leave, I at the very least will do so.
Well, since you asked. And then not only is he once again going to go into his spiel about how this was once the home of the temple of goddess of fire, Velor, creator of devils and law. But he's going to go on a long tirade that takes up the rest. For basically everyone else went on a spa day, you're getting a history lesson from an old man.
I'll take it. Genuinely,
His
that's
religious beliefs.
that genuinely, this is just kind of like Aldrich's life now, where he just learns things and he's okay with it. And
Aldrich's is he learns things from undead beings.
Yep. And he'll be sitting there taking very clear notes the entire time he explains it.
So I will type up more things for you on Valora, daughter of Gallius.
Yes!
The fire reveals all.
I have to ask: is he using the bedding?
Yeah, it's a good question. I was thinking about that too.
Weirdly enough, Aldrich, you spot one of your blankets and one of your pillows, from one of the rooms you don't use in the sarcophagus.
Aldrich will just nod.
Makes sense.
You know, this is his house, temple. He's allowed to have whatever he wants.
I just love they put me in a closet.
Didn't you give him free roam of the house and he's like staying down here?
Yep. I will say, by the end of the spiel, Aldrich will remember, oh, I didn't tell them that you existed, so if you could stay out of sight of them when they deliver the books. I would hate for them to harm you, because, well, mummy and all.
There aren't enough moon elves in this city. Throw a couple of moon elves into a population, next thing you know, half the grave sites have risen up. I scorned a moon elf lass once.
I would inform him of the
She put me down here.
I would inform him of the fact that there are a decent amount of moon elves in the city that frequent the House of the Dead.
Ironically, though, you've only met two.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I
You don't
kind of just
technically know
assumed.
if there's many. Well, 3 if you count Star, but she's not from here anyways.
Yeah, but like my Aldrich's just like, you know, they have a place of worship here. There's probably a decent population, you know.
Oh, everyone worships that particular goddess.
True, fair. Aldrich's not smart. He's got a +1 intelligence. He doesn't know how he has it.
I was about to say that's above average. Right.
So yeah, Aldrich would after the long history lesson and learning of a ritual to offer prayer, go sit up in his living room and play solitaire with himself.
There's an undead in my basement.
My house is pretty barren. I'll just play solitaire.
You're gonna come back and he's like added furnishings. He styled it in his own liking.
You know, honestly, I'd let him do it.
He just keeps sending orders out through the mail
In my name.
with the money, and they just send in the stuff.
You know, oh, that's right, because I'm going to be getting paid regularly.
He's just taking your earnings from your establishment.
I'm okay with this. As a player, I'm okay with this.
You come back, your house has been turned into a temple for the law. Yeah, he holds crazy fire raves on the weekends.
He gets.
You come back and there's actually busty ghosts.
There's regularly spells of polymorph coming into the house so he doesn't disturb people.
Just hire him as like a secretary at the Harry Harlot. Have him
Yes,
just work
because
there.
that would go completely okay.
I'm assuming, even though that you are all in your separate places, you will all eventually go to the Temple of the Dead.
If nobody came home between now and then, yeah.
Aldrich's just like, man, everyone's really gone.
Man, is this what it feels like when I just leave people behind?
Were you saying something, Aramis?
No, I just said girls' day. That's it.
Yeah.
Birthday.
Oh, that's true. It was a girls' night.
Yeah.
Was.
I'm the only male in the group.
You really, yeah.
That's the real reason he wishes Silk was still around.
Here's my boy.
You all head back to the House of the Dying. This is the first time you've been here. It is a very large temple. At its center is a tower that is not very wide, but it is rather tall. 4 stories, you think, at least. Probably closer to 5, but not quite there. And there's a rather large gathering, it seems, tonight. Tonight is a night of mourning. Families of any guards who were killed in the ensuing fight have gathered. And others of the city who have come to mourn the young boy who went to his death. There is somber music playing as you all enter the temple. You can see, of course, that one of the council members, Ishra Alzaren, is leading tonight's mourning. They are, after all, the head priest of Ravana in Greenvale. But you can see, interestingly enough, that all of the council members have made an attendance. Even Hunt.
Oh.
It should be noted. And they all are very finely dressed. And all in black. The captains of every district are also present. As are the wardens. It is a quiet, somber night in Timber Grove. And as you all arrive, that is where we will end today's session. I hope you enjoyed Into the Mirror Darkly.
Hell yeah. That was great. I did. I love the intro to the new character.
Wait, has it been 3 hours already?
Yeah. Do you not notice?
No, I don't. I'm so immersed in the session each time that I completely forget what time has gone by.
You know, there's one thing that I find, like, I think it's kind of funny is Aldrich is like now he's owner of the Harry Harlot, and the way that he's talking to like the employees, being like, you know, I'm going to be your new boss, you know, but I'm going to work together with you. And I'm thinking like, Aldrich's never owned a business. He doesn't know. Like in my head, I was like imagining there's going to be a whole session of Aldrich having to learn to keep track of ledgers and inventory, like the alcohol and stuff that comes in for this place, and like pay, time off, PTO, just him having to do all that stuff.
Poor Ellie.
I will say, on the ledger, specifically next to the initial barkeeper's name that he interacted with, he would write, "She gets a promotion."
Because you happen to talk to him.
Yep.
That's reason enough.
That's reason enough.
I cannot wait though to see the applicants for your request for the bouncers.
That'd be wonderful to see. I have a feeling we'll be out of the city by that point.
Wait, but I want you to role play interviews. I want Eldrick to interview travelers and adventurers.
It's just gonna be a long line of him paying people regardless of whether or not he hires them. He's just like, thank you for the consideration. Here's 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, there's a pouch. There's a leather pouch right there of 10 gold. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, take that on your way out.
That's your parting gift.
The genuine funny thing is, like, I'm completely okay if we want to sit down and do that, of sitting down and doing interviews.
That'd be a pretty funny one shot of us.
It's a quick montage.
We each make somebody that's gonna apply.
Oh my
gosh.
That would be great. That would be. Can we do that, please, next session? I know we're.
I'm not gonna make it next session, but I will promise you that in the future we will do like a cutback session of Aldrich interviews for his.
That'd be so good. Yeah, no, I don't want to do. I want to know what's going on at this memorial next session. I have some fucking some words for Fulcrit.
Give everyone another opportunity to talk to counselors and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Aldrich's gonna have to inform the prince. Hey, by the way, I've got a mummy that just resides in my house. Let him be. Please inform the guards not to attack any dead on my property.
I just want you guys to know that typing up your visions while I was waiting to clock in at work every day this week was a fun experience.
Yeah, that's some definitely new, groundbreaking information.
Bruh, fucking Aldrich's vision of his... That was my father, yes?
You would think so.
Like, leaving me on the doorstep, I want you to know my brain instantly went to, wait, am I my own father?
Oh god.
Am I a time traveler?
He has a sick dagger, by the way, though.
Yeah. I could easily get a scar.
Yeah. How interesting. He's a magic user.
Definitely, yeah.
Has been realizing something about himself.
Yep. Nope. This is it was my fucking back. I literally got goosebumps. I got physical goosebumps. I was
like, that imagery in Marmalades too, of like the tree with all the nooses going up in flames.
God.
And the whole world burning around her.
Wait, pause. Did I miss the detail of nooses?
Weren't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a very grim.
The familiar
vision.
face of Teok, the human smuggler you once aided, his features as sharp and serious as ever. The work isn't done, and it never will be. You blink, and suddenly you stand before a great tree, its branches covered in nearly 100 nooses before it suddenly lights ablaze. All the world around you burning.
That is an insane vision.
There was some more, but that was the main bit.
That's so intense.
That's the thing.
You're thinking, oh, these guys are having cute little, like, images of their parents, of, like, what happened in the past. I'm getting you stuck with burning noose.
Yeah, it's present, past, future, wisdom, need. There is no guarantee of what you will see, but it is something you need.
That's fucking insane.
For one of you, you saw the past. One of you saw question mark the future. And another saw imagery. And I do have written down what Eleanor and Cynthia saw, but nobody asked, and thus nobody knows.
I
Yeah,
think we all
I didn't
agree
want to
with Sherm
pry.
on the ship.
Yeah, I didn't want to pry with Eleanor specifically because I was like, I don't know her.
Right.
And with Cynthia, I feel like she would open up if it was something she would want to tell us.
I think
Aldrich
the
would
only
probably
thing
ask
that
at some point, but like now's not the time. He had so many things he had to do.
Yeah, because none of us
I
said
think-
anything about our visions.
I think
Yeah,
the only thing
that's-
Marmalade said was that she saw an old friend. That's all she said.
Mm.
Technically, Aldrich said that he saw his father. He
You
thinks
did say that out loud.
so. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you guys got.
You said that you saw your father and your adopted father.
Mm.
Yeah, and so that's just one of those, huh?
Huh.
Also, during our insight persuasion battle, you want to know what you were kind of up against?
Yeah, I'm curious.
A +8 modifier.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I have a +2.
Dude, you are screwed. You needed her to roll a 1.
Wait. Important question before we go to. Grendar is on me at all times. What did he see?
Oh my god, he
didn't
is.
say that you took off Grendar, so Grendar had a vision of his own.
What did my sweet boy see?
You gotta wait. No, you don't have a potion of speak with animals. It's the potion of animal friendship. Never mind.
Yeah, animal friendship's different.
Aramis is going around to people like, can you talk to him? Can you talk to him? And just present his hedgehog to people like, can you talk to him? Can you talk to him?
I gotta go find those
Ask
fairies.
him what's wrong.
Let's throw Garlock in there.
I'm good. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be really real with you. He's an intense character already. I took a hit from him. He almost killed me.
He's gonna see that moon elf he scorned.
like on God, he took me to half, and I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to fight this. Let's sit down and do persuasion and talk.
Can you say, Spirit, if you had the intention for us to fight him? Like, if like there being a clear winner, one of us killing him?
I assumed it would be combat.
Oh, okay, but it was always it. Well, you don't have to say. I won't press too much.
Well, it's like, what are you asking?
Like if you were kind of hoping more so that it would end the way that it did now, where we're kind of buddies with him.
I didn't even for a second contemplate that was a possibility, and everything about his character I made on the spot.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yes, I love that.
Spirit
That's so sick.
Spirit didn't expect Aldrich to use diplomancy.
That's so sick, though. That makes me happy.
Just
I know. I literally at some I made the mirror first, obviously. That was the main point of the room. And I was like, we haven't had that in a little bit. I'll throw some sort of undead in there. I'll figure it out. And then I think yesterday I was just sort of looking through my monster manual. I was like, oh, at first I was thinking I would put some sort of automaton in there. But since necromancy is so prevalent in my world, I should go with an undead guardian. And the best version of that is a mummy.
I loved him.
I love Garlock too.
I eventually want to sit down and look at him and just read internally the infernal runes on him to understand what they mean on his bandages. Because you described that, and I took note of that mentally. I'm like, that'll be a cool detail to learn about.
That's the notes you took on him?
And where was my brain at? Since he is a mummy, of course, he has like all of the knowledge that he had when he was alive. I did know that this was at one point used for Valor because that's the whole mirror thing. And the main point, I really wanted you guys to go in the mirror. And
Where you got what you wanted.
I wanted to add another little bit of, darkness to our campaign.
Aldrich just goes, "What's the worst that could happen?" Steps into the mirror.
Yeah, the DM introducing something that's like it's not gonna hurt you, but it'll give you insight on stuff. It's like we need to do it. There's no way we can pass up an opportunity like that.
And it was interesting.
Absolutely.
Now
I need to get ready to go out. Thank you for the session. It was great.
Of course,
Bye, Impicus.
See you guys later.
And
Bye.
now Spirit has to mentally prepare every time we come home to 3-Town that Aldrich's going to maybe think about going in the mirror.
They raised the question: what happens if you go in twice?
Yeah, I was hoping someone would try, but everyone just went in for a quick little dipsy.
Well, I mentioned it. I'm like, what happens if we go in twice? And everyone's like, oh, we're not going to try doing that today. I'm like, oh.
Aldrich definitely wouldn't have. Aldrich would have already fucking dipped.
Aldrich went in once and was like, what the fuck? I need to process that.
Yeah, it's very much, I've got so much I've got to do. Now I've got to process my birth? Father?
Dad.
Part of me's considering sneaking out of the Temple of Death halfway through the ceremony. Kind of just heading back to the house, going in twice. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of given the party free reign of the house, whatever they want to do, And I've now given a mummy free reign of the house.
And I got to teach a little bit about how infernal rune working goes in my world. It is not very descriptive. It is this is just the word for what I need it to do. And if I need it to do a lot of things, I just have to keep adding other words.
Yeah.
With no description.
Oh,
funny?
Above the table, is Silk at the ceremony?
Oh, of course.
You would have to roll an investigation when you look around.
Can I roll an investigation now?
No.
No, because if everyone was still here, I would have probably been like, yeah, sure, why not? But
fair.
We'll say session.
Fair.
You want to tell him that it's a mummy, not a ghost?
I want to go in. I want to see. Here's the thought process that came to my mind.
You want to send him into the mirror, don't you?
I want to send him into the mirror, holding hands with me.
Yep.
I want to see
what
happens.
Two people going in the mirror at the same time.
Yeah, I want to see what happens if we're like physically connected when we enter the mirror.
Interesting.
Although, obviously, without giving anything away, it should be noted that you become incorporeal when you go through the mirror.
I assumed that much. I assumed I was literally a ghost, or else my dad would probably have.
Not even a ghost. You were nothing.
Oh.
You ceased to exist. As I said, you are the void.
Interesting.
You could not feel. There was no sight or taste or smell or touch.
I did note that you cannot feel things.
Yeah, when Imp went in, I listed just all the senses, and it was like, you have nothing. You are void.
In the mirror, it is very dark and void of anything. I don't feel. I am void. I wonder I wonder if I could feel and like could be seen through like a magical sight. How my dad would react seeing me see him put me on a doorstep.
I was thinking it was very like Meet the Robinsons.
Did you just say?
I was thinking it was like very Meet the Robinsons.
What'd you say, Spirit?
It's like...
I said, don't you judge me for this. I'm not an absentee father, damn it.
I have a feeling he played a pretty good part of my life just in the shadows, though.
Hmm? He did pretty much give the DM free reign.
Yeah, I really looked at Spirit and said, "Here's the thing."
His father's a debt collector. He's gonna hunt him down and kill him.
Oh God.
Makes sense. Sounds fair.
He was like, I gave you to a temple to pay off my own debt, so now here you are, in debt.
Like father, like son, you know?
I can write in
What's also
Draconic.
great is, technically, Uldric, since he has his adoptive father's last name, doesn't know what his last name is.
Not in the slightest. I have a description of what my father looked like 18 years ago? No, 39 years ago.
Yeah, you're a little old. Not old, but, you know, you've been around.
Who knows if my father's still alive even?
Yeah? It's a worry.
Yeah.
But, you've now seen what he looks like, seen that he might have arcane knowledge,
Yep.
and he hopes
But a really cool
that he
dagger.
do not find you.
Yep. He hopes that they do not. I didn't write that down. Can I get a copy of the vision?
Yeah.
Because like, I tried to write as much down, but I was absorbing it all instantly and went goosebumps, just straight goosebumps.
It was an
That was me
intense
too.
moment. Marmalades was the most fun to write. Oh no,
Oh God.
the Countess's one is the most fun to write. Marmalades was
But
the Countess. Oh my gosh, I loved writing hers. If it makes you feel better, Marmalade, you weren't the only one that had a pure imagery vision.
oh God. Wait, so mine wasn't like past, future, or anything. It was just imagery.
Yeah, it could be future, but it's
Oh
hard
God.
because it was, for the most part, just imagery. What's the meaning?
Congrats, you got the wisdom outcome. Or is it need?
I ain't gonna lie. I have
No,
a
no.
feeling I know what it's about.
It is future,
Oh.
present wisdom, but only what you need.
Only
Oh.
what we need.
Okay.
Always need.
So it's not one of them. It's each of them need. So
Yeah.
it's like past wisdom need, future wisdom need, present wisdom need.
And well, the thing is, I would say it's just one of the first ones, and then need.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I was just
Wisdom
listing out
and
the.
need.
What? Smug needs information on his father.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, wisdom is just one of the possible outcomes.
So it doesn't. Oh God.
That's why when I said that I don't think the mirror is the issue, that's why I stepped away and went to help you with the mummy, because I was like, this mirror isn't the issue. It's not a monster. It's not a fightable object.
It's
Literally
just an
a
enchanted
consequence.
object. It's a consequence.
God,
Am I wrong?
I'm. You know, I praise you every single week, Spirit.
Good reason. Good reason.
You do a good job. Thank you so much for being the DM.
Thank you so much for joining the group.
It terrifies me.
What? I'm only burning down the world around you, okay?
There's
The
only.
fact that
I will say that because I did get I had backed out of my thought process long enough to hear the tree burning. My brain instantly went Elden Ring.
I wouldn't know.
What do you?
Here's the thing, I gave Spirit my backstory just last week, and already it's going to bite me in the ass.
See,
You may move fast, but DMs move faster.
yeah. She had a plan for you before you even had a plan for yourself.
It's probably not wrong.
You gave me a cute, fluffy dragonborn. I gave you
Trauma. I didn't even have to hear you say it. I just knew the word trauma was coming out your mouth.
Glad that everyone liked my mummy that I suddenly had to think of.
Garlock.
I love his reaction to the fact that we're no longer in the Thornova Empire and the Attican Empire was a thing.
Yeah. Attica made an empire. The Nova is no more. They put me in a closet. I think he's most upset about the closet thing.
He used to live in like this big open room, like a temple, and then next thing you know, yeah, you're in a closet. I'm in a closet.
The disrespect.
I was a great guardian once.
Apparently he's a mummy because he upset a moon elf woman. Alas.
Aldrich's whole goal is to sit down and make sure he's the happiest possible. Hi, Remy. Yeah, Aldrich's whole goal is to make sure he's the happiest possible. I got you the hydrate, Remy. And that he's you know, he knows that he can. This is his house, you know.
I'm just glad that I didn't have to do that voice any longer because it is grating.
Oh god, yeah.
Thank you very much for the session, Spirit.
I was like, if they keep interacting with this mummy, I'm gonna wake up for work tomorrow without a voice.
That's how I feel when I do the freaking old lady voice for Smog when I play Monster Camp.
Why is it that whenever people go old, they go smoker lung?
Because
Hey,
most likely back.
I was playing a depressed body.
Fair enough. I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna go wrap up stream. Thank you guys.
Yeah. I gotta go see if my dad's doing.
Ironically, I think if I was doing an old woman, I'd sooner go like Dami. I have motherly issues.
Oh god.
You know, that's a lot to unpack. I'm good.
I can't deal with any more dummy mummies, man.
I'll see you tomorrow for Imp's campaign, Spirit.
I'm gonna just a meme of that one guy that's always hunting oh,
I disconnected. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for the stream today. We'll be back tomorrow for a short Sunday stream. Tales of Illia will return next Friday, hopefully. I'll keep you guys in the loop if it isn't. Hi Remy, you came in at the very end. The VOD for this will obviously be on Twitch, but I'm going to also export it and put it up on YouTube in a couple hours. And I'll post about that in the Discord when it's officially up there. I appreciate everybody for coming today. Normally I would raid out, but I'm kind of tired. I love you all. Remy, I'll probably see you at Mixie's stream tonight. Pure, I'll probably see you at your own stream tonight. Everybody else who's just kind of vibing out, I will see you guys later. When I see you. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe. And the tales will continue.